What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Kev, and today we are back on the channel with another video today. And today we're going to talk about how having a car payment can slowly destroy your finances, okay? Now, I know a lot of people are in different situations, so I don't want everybody to come on this video and feel like I'm coming after them or something like that. But if the shoe fits, wear it. Well, if the shoe fits, wear it. But in today's day and age, we're too caught up in what people we are so caught up in what, like, we think about what people think about us too much. People will go out here and get a $700 car payment over the course of like 4 to 5 years. Some people get lower payments, some people get higher payments. It just all depends on your situation. But today we're going to break down how this can slowly eat away at your finances and why I highly recommend you never buy a brand new car unless you can pay for it cash, or you put a big, super big down payment down on it and then go from there. I don't recommend that either though. So the number one thing, okay? I can't stress this enough. When you go into the dealership, they are hoping that you get a car payment. And this is why. That's how they profit. Like, this is how these dealerships, they want you to get a car payment. But it's just so they can get paid their money. I mean, it only makes sense. Think about it. If you're making a car payment to them every month, that's basically like passive income to them, kind of low key. You know what I'm saying? Also, the way the world is, and especially in America right now with inflation, a car payment is ridiculous, especially with the rent prices right now. I think the average 2 to 3 bedroom apartment is going to run you either anywhere from $1,200 to at least $2,000. Put a car payment on top of that. If you're only making $2,000 a month, you're just cutting it short. And especially if you only got one stream of income, yeah, you're cutting it very short. This is why I commend people. If you got to live with your parents, I don't care. I ain't going to judge you. I'm not about to be one of these people be like, oh, you 20 years old, you living with your parents. I don't care, man. You got to do what you got to do nowadays. If you got parents and they're graceful enough to let you stay at the house and you break them off a couple dollars or however much money they make you pay, cool. Perfect. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. See, this is the problem too. Y'all always be worried about what somebody gonna think about you. If you live with your parents and you got a good relationship with them, cool, keep it that way. Don't be so quick to move out, because what ends up happening is a lot of people end up moving out and then they get caught up in a bind, especially with a car payment. So that's one reason. Another reason why I don't like car payments is because the interest. So let me explain what I mean. When you go into the dealership and you put however much you want to put down, there is interest that you have to pay. So let's just say the car is $26,000. That's not including the taxes, insurance, and fees. But on top of that, over the course of the time you pay the car off, you can pay up to $10,000 just in interest alone. And that's not even including the full car paid off. So think about 26,000 plus 10. That's going to run you about $36,000 over time. Okay? That's another reason. I just think what people should do is should work a job, save up some cash, and buy a nice, used, reliable car. Because by this time, the appreciation is the car. There's still enough appreciation in the car for you to be able to drive it for a long period of time. A lot of people don't want to drive a beater car because they're afraid what people are going to think about them. Me personally, I don't care what people think about me. I don't care if I'm driving a Toyota. I don't care if I'm driving a Honda. I don't care what it is. Is it reliable, and is it going to get me from point A to point B? You know, I see a lot of people when they get money or they get a raise, they think it's time to go buy the newest Mercedes. Why would you do that? Why would you go buy the newest Mercedes when, you know, the maintenance? Let's talk about the maintenance. Why would you go buy a car like that? And the maintenance is ridiculous. I think an oil change can run you $1,000. The brakes can run you easily $2,000 just for the brake change. And that's basic maintenance right there. So just imagine what's going to happen when something actually really does go bad with the car. What's going to happen when that transmission starts slipping? That's going to run you a lot of money. It's not a regular car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like a Toyota. It's not like a Honda, like one of those, like a Mercedes, BMW, stuff like that. That's going to cost you a lot of money, man. So if you're only making $2,000 a month, you getting paid every 2 weeks. Again, you're cutting it short, man. And especially you got to pay insurance for the car too. I just don't think it's worth it, in my personal opinion, to go out here and work and spend your hard-earned money on something you really can't afford. That's why I always tell people, live below your means. And having a car payment is one of those things. I will never get a car payment. I don't care. The only way I would ever get a car payment is if I really needed a car and I was like down bad, didn't have a choice to get one. And even if I did do that, I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't pay it every month. I'd pay it twice a month, because paying it twice a month is going to allow you to get the car paid off faster. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another way a car can kill your finances. You know, another thing people don't realize is when you get the car, you know what I'm saying? You have to do the repairs to it. You know, the brakes go out. You got to pay for the brakes. You know, oil changes, things like this. This is why I push it so hard for people to never get a luxury car until you're set in your career where you're making enough money to where you can go get a luxury car. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't go get a luxury car, but if you can't afford it, I wouldn't recommend buying it. I know I can't afford a car payment right now, so why would I go get a car payment? I'm not about to go put myself in debt. And then, like, it's crazy to me, y'all. Like, these car payments, some of these car payments be $700. I think I looked at the average car payment for Kentucky, because for the ones watching that don't know where I'm from Kentucky, but I think the average car payment up here is $536 a month. Think about that money that you could save and invest that into a low-cost index fund, or possibly just put into a savings account. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it's worth it. I think ultimately, at the end of the day, a car payment is a scam. Like, if I'm going to get a car payment, I need at least free repairs for it, because I'm going to pay an extra $10,000 just in interest after the car's paid off. And then another thing too, I don't know why people would want to put themselves in debt and you got to pay all the debt off. How are you going to be able to save any money when it's constantly holding you back? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you supposed to pay your monthly rent payment plus a car payment plus invest plus save plus buy food at the end of the month? It just doesn't make sense when you can just work a job, save a couple $1,000s, buy the car cash, and then you be set. Only thing you got to do to the car when you pay for it cash is you got to do the repairs on it, and then you got to put gas in it. Like, think about that. That sounds a lot better than me. That sounds a lot better to me than having to pay a $500 car payment every month. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. You got a $500 car payment every month. You do the math on that. In 12 months, I mean, that's ridiculous, man. And then you got rent. Think about that. And another reason why I like paying cash for stuff is because I outright own it. The repo man cannot come take my car because I paid cash for it. You know what I'm saying? And then another thing too, a lot of people get a car payment, you know what I'm saying? And they think it's just time to just do whatever, you know, spend your money on whatever. When you got a car payment, you better be budgeting your money and understanding where every dollar is going, because now you're in debt. I don't know how many people, or I don't know how many years you get a loan for the car, but it's just ridiculous to me, man. And then by the time you pay the car off, the car's just so depreciated. I don't probably ran up 20,000 miles, 30,000 miles. This is another thing too. The car on the lot is gonna be 26,000, right? Or whatever. I'm just going based off the cheapest car I seen. All right, cool. When you drive it off the lot, it's not even worth half that anymore. Just think about that. So let me get this straight. You mean to tell me I'm gonna pay $26,000 over the course of whatever, however many years, and then I'm gonna pay $10,000 interest, but what over the course of what I've paid, the car is not worth that because it's depreciated because you done drove it off the lot and you put miles on it. So just think about this before you really decide to get a car payment. I highly would recommend you never get a car payment, but whatever suits your boat, you do what you want to do. But without further ado, y'all, that's the end of the video today. If you want any financial tips or anything, just make sure you go watch my previous videos on this channel. I'm trying to get better at doing like more like scene shots, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Share the video if you feel like this can help somebody with the car payment, or share any of my other videos if it can just help somebody that you know on this channel. But yeah, with that being said, that's the end of the video today. Till next time, peace.